Sorry about that, boys and girls. Connection dropped out. Let me just sort this out. Yo, yeah, I had to switch to my mobile phone to get the hotspot working just so I can stay connected. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but I'm just going to hotspot off my phone here. All right. Hopefully you can hear me all right there. What's up, yo? I'm not sure what speed I'm gonna get. Let me just double check with that. Speed test. It might not be very quick. No, it's not bad, actually. About 18 megabits per second down, 20, 21. Too bad. Upload is about 8. Yeah, that should be sufficient. That's cool. Okay, now I've got green lights everywhere, so it's saying that I'm connected and that everything's working. Hopefully that's the case. Okay. I need to figure out a way for my modem to back up to my phone in case the connection drops so it can like hotspot instantly back across. What's up, Jack? I'm buying puts into Rick's internet. Yes. So yeah, Bitcoin on the hourly. We're just about to start the Saturday candle. So let me take a measure. When did this happen? 1 a.m. Typical, right? All the fun things happen when I'm sleeping. 1 a.m. we get this massive rip to the upside, get activity above 31k. So I have to move this line actually. This has to come up. Because we are now at 31,431 as our 2023 high. That's pretty good. It's real hard to call how high we're going to go up, but I think the next test of resistance is 32.4, so 32,400. Or if you want to get real specific, 32,399. Based off this high to the left. Let me go full screen. So if we go back in time and look at June of last year, it's actually the end of May we made that high. The 31st of May, we made a high of $32,399. A very significant and clear pivot right there. So that is a resistance line of some depiction, right? I think that is going to be our next test. That's the next point to keep your eye on, guys. To why that is the point? Look, we got another. Look at this pivot over here. This is pretty much how you pick points for targets. Is you look for major points of interest. Like, look at this one. Look how sharp that is there. it defeats the point of this one because, you know, even though that's significant, it's not as significant as this point because it's basically pivoting this entire move here to this entire move here. Whereas this point here is only pivoting this move to that move, or arguably that move to this move, right? So this one bears more significance. Okay, that's how I get it. That's how I gauge it anyway. So if I lock that on, that is 32,917. So pretty much just a touch under 33k is where I think our next level of resistance is gonna fall. So yeah, like if we're trying to get back up to the highs, right, of 69,000, there are a lot of tests along the road. You know, there's going to be hurdles along the way. It's not going to be just like some clean path. Although, like, you know, depending on the conditions, the right conditions can just blast through a lot of those tests. But, you know, I'm not suggesting that's going to happen by any means. I think this year's still going to be very challenging for further, like, big moves up, but, you know, the trend is there, it's intact, the structure has not been broken on the higher time frame. Now, what I mean by higher time frame structure, I mean this, like, bam, 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 and then here. Obviously, from a lower time frame, this was a structure break, and we got some downtrend because we got below these pivots. You know, once we lost those lows there, that was quite significant. And, you know, we were getting lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, you know. So that's smaller time frame, but I'm talking more of the bigger move. Now, you can talk bigger again, and technically we are still we have not broken structure to the upside if you're referring to these pivot points. Pivot point 1, or let's say A, B, and then it's pretty much A and B, like all-time high, and then this one here was like B. So point B, what price is that? Because I think that's going to be a very, if we even get up there soon, $48,000 is going to be a very major test of resistance, just as 30,000 has been because of these pivot, like this pivot here. We'll call this like X, because it's on the different sides, on the support side. So pivot X was pretty monumental. Like it's to do with this low here as well. But yeah, that is basically that 30k zone that I've talked about in the past. Let me hide some of these lines just so we can see it. It's that rectangle, there we go. Key levels, okay, so this rectangle here basically depicts the zone of resistance that we're dealing with. You can see in the past it has been support here, here, that was like an inverse head and shoulders type thing. Not quite here, that was a higher low. That wasn't a test of that zone, but yeah, definitely we had a lot of activity in that zone here. Obviously here there was a head and shoulders. That shoved us back down. So there's your inverse head and shoulders, there's your head and shoulders. Just, yeah, like pretty textbook pivot type pattern. And right now, yeah, we're just trying to punch through this cloud. So this blue box here is like a cloud of resistance. It's a zone of resistance. There's a lot of action. A lot of macro activity has come off this price area, this price point, like here, here. So we're still in it. We're still in the cloud technically, right? I think. If we can really convincingly break through that cloud, even back test it and come up, I think this is up for grabs up here, this high. because that's the next major pivot area. And then you've got a couple of interesting highs here, and then obviously the all-time high. This high here is another major pivot. So you can see, yeah, as you start to break it down, you can see the different points of interest that we should be paying attention to as we potentially move back up. That's, yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts are, really. I think it's, yeah, obviously way more important focusing or paying attention to what's happening on the higher time frames than bothering or being concerned about what's happening on the hourly chart or 15-minute chart for overall, you know, sentiment. Obviously, those charts matter depending on what you're doing. Like if you're trading, if you're day trading or scalping, these are gonna matter, obviously. But yeah, what are we, like 11 minutes away from the Saturday candle? So when that comes up, I betcha it's gonna be a flat, choppy section, just like this, you know, or like this. You know, that's kind of the trend for the weekend. You know, you just get stagnation, not a whole lot happens. Now there's a pretty good weekend indicator actually. See if I can find it. Indicators. If you just type in weekend, Saturday, Sunday, it just highlights Saturday and Sunday on the chart. So last Saturday, Sunday, you can see we got that flat consolidation where the volume just drops out, not much happens. This one was interesting. This was a big drop on your Saturday morning, basically. But yeah, for the most part, it stays relatively flat. Here, kind of choppy and flat. This was, okay, this one was like out of, you know, unusual, not the usual behavior. So I would call that flat. This one, it had a bit of action, but overall, just getting a gauge on all the previous weekends. Here's another sort of flat. There's a bit of volatility in there, a bit of noise, but for the most part, range bound. This one was violent. Look at that Saturday, that huge dip on Saturday. That was cool. But Sunday was dead. Sunday was kind of squeezing, but then Monday it picked back up again, so that was cool. This had a bit of everything. So yeah, I don't know, like I just feel Saturdays and Sundays can be they can find themselves to be like kind of range bound. Look at this one and this one. It fell off on Sunday afternoon, but that was kind of flat too. Yeah, you get the gist. Get rid of all these squiggles, but yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we do get some action on the weekend. It's not the common thing, but maybe the fact that we've punched through and made a new high on Friday above 31k, maybe that's enough fuel to get an exciting weekend out of Bitcoin. But you know, I tend to look at other coins over the weekend, like, you know, your altcoins for trading. So I've actually changed up my strategy a bit. I'm going to do the whole 80-20 approach. So 80% of my account is going to be invested, and all I'm going to do with that is buy. I'm not going to sell anything in that. I'm not going to reposition anything like that. If we come down, I'll buy more. If we go up, great. That's 80% of my account. Now the rest of it, the 20%, is what I'm going to use for trading. And I'm gonna try my hand. I've tried it before, but Jack and Serrano have been very consistent and disciplined with Ishimoku trading, scalping. So I'm gonna have another go at that. I think I just, as a beginner, I chose a pretty choppy part of the market to try and learn it. My leverage is probably a bit high for it, for learning it, but yeah, I didn't find too much success with it, but I'll try again. Hopefully I can get some progress with that. But yeah, just rearranging my approach to invest, like to crypto altogether. The bulk of it is going to be invested, and then just playing with a smaller portion so I'm not damaging that bigger share. And that's one strategy to approach it. You know, it's just a risk management, a money management type thing. Um, and yeah, whatever I make in that with that 20% in trading, I'll add it to my stack, to my 80% bag. And then that's going to be sitting there for 5 years or 10 or whatever it has to be as an investment. Or, you know, a really like a long-term swing trade, you could say. Playing the market cycle lows and highs, it's hard to pick the tippy top and the tippy bottom, but you can get a gauge for when the theme changes in the market. It's not hard to gauge that we've come off the back of a bear market and we're now like in some kind of recovery. I mean, anyone can tell you that. That's quite easy to depict or to understand what's going on. Like, you know, the structure is there, inverse head and shoulders type thing, right? Just the same as in a bull market. Like when you start seeing a fresh low and a lower high like that, you know, okay, something's changed. Like, and you get, you know, dramatic drops, you know that the shift, there's been a pivot. And, you know, maybe, I don't doubt a lot of people probably closed their really big long positions that they were building, you know, back through here because of those signals, those warning signs. What was unexpected was this support at 30 and then a brand new all-time high within the same year. I didn't expect that. I was like, okay, this has spelled the end of the bull run, and we're now going back into a bear market, just similar to what happened here, right? So that was surprising. We had this. It basically, what happened was this was the all-time high. If I'm drawing it over the top of this, and then we came up and made a brand new all-time high, and then went into the bear market. That's kind of what happened here. So we haven't had that. It's a first. Bitcoin's going to do a lot of firsts. It's only like 11 years old or whatever, so it's probably older than that now, probably like 13 years old. But anyway, the point is, it's young. It's going to do a lot of like never before done behaviors over like from a higher time frame. But the more years, the more history it gets under its belt, is, you know, the more data that we're going to have to go off. Like, so we'll be able to see like, oh, how does it behave in a recession? You know, how does it behave when the interest rates are at 5.25%? Things like that. So anyway, I think that pretty much sums up all the thoughts that I've been having lately for crypto and Bitcoin. Bitcoin, obviously still the dominant coin, has been for the whole time crypto's been a thing. Don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. I won't dive into the altcoins on this stream, maybe on a future stream. I'll see if I can stream again in the week coming up, so next week, so during the weekdays. I should have plenty of time to do it, so I'll maybe have a look at some altcoins then. But yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Before I do clock off here, let me go through the comments. I just want to see if there's some shout outs. So we got Yo-Yo, Miguel, Pacific Products Incorporated, Will from Mississippi. Hey, what's up, Will? How high are we going up? Yep, I wish I knew that. I wish I knew exactly. That'd be great. Jack says, I was awake for the rip. I am now very tired. I hope you traded it. I'm guessing you kind of scalped some of it. Buddy, what's up? Glad to see you too. Welcome back in. Just give me that scalping move. Consolidating great for 2%. What's up, Captain Kronos? 5x future scalps. Howdy, folks. DCA into spot buying is a very safe way to build. Yeah, that's it. I think spot obviously takes away all of the risk. The only risk you have is if crypto collapses entirely. That's the only risk you have. Or if you're holding your positions on exchanges, that's the other risk. So those are the two big risks you face with spot, and that's it. So it's pretty comfortable. I know if I held Bitcoin on Binance, even through all of the drama it's been through, I'd still have it right now. You know what I mean? Like there's never been a problem where I've lost anything. The whole time I've been involved in crypto, it's, you know. And yeah, the thing with DCA is great if you get new highs. That's the whole point. You need to get those new highs. You need to be, yeah, like Serrano says, like doing it correctly. There are different approaches to DCA. You can actually do like a weighted averaging, so where you buy heavier on dips and lighter in bullish kind of environments. But anyway, we'll cover more of that in another stream, I think. But yeah. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you on the next one, and have a great weekend.